And we're off. All right. You may notice in chat, I'm a static image here, having a bit of internet issues, but that's okay. We got me, Ephio, and I'm joined by Caden and Tim Ward, baby. If you two want to introduce yourselves.
Hello. I'm back for the second weekly recap for the crew battles. My name's Tim Ward, baby. I'm one of the big guys running for BMG, and I'm joined here by Caden, the co-founder.
I'm Caden, if you guys haven't met me. I'm on HM for PG Melee PR. It's pretty impressive stuff. Also 3-0 on Ludo. Also impressive stuff. So
one of them would have been in the crew battle we had last Monday, hey? That was. Yes, we can kick it off. We had a few off-stream games. We had BMG versus 4 Horsemen. I'm gonna let you two speak on BMG because you two were in the crew battle.
It was a heart wrencher, Lucas. I can't say it's anything. We fought our hearts out, but came up just short. It was a one-stock loss. Pandarian versus Zachby, and we did our best. But
yeah, exactly.
They're really good.
Pandarian's a monster, man.
Exactly.
They'll kill you. They'll kill you for looking at him.
Some might say he's 33rd best in the world for a reason. I mean, I thought it was just hype, but I guess that's true.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't buying it. I thought PGR was, a bit of a scam. My neighbor could probably beat him, but
you want to talk about your 1v1 kid with
yeah. So I did get a bit washed on the 1v1, but I mean, I think Pandarian was sweating. I mean, honestly,
he did. Yeah, he did compliment your neutral, and
So I mean, come on, like I'm up and coming. All I'm saying is that I don't think PGR takes into account PG R, which is the Prince George ranking. So
exactly.
Yeah.
We're kind of slept on.
Okay. Moving into our next crew battle here, we had Hey Look Guys versus Central City Salt Shakers. That was a blowout.
Yeah, this is a wash. I heard that Ouch took 9 stocks in this crew battle playing Pokemon Trainer, to be honest, which is crazy. It's actually yeah, go ahead.
One thing to note is in the 1v1, like after the fact, they sent in Locust, and Locust wanted to try some stuff out. I heard an insider scoop from Machu himself. What Locust wanted to do is he wanted to see if he could beat the Central City Salt Shaker guys without playing the game, just platform camping and running away.
Wasn't that?
Looks like it didn't work out too hot for him.
Wasn't that Lucas did something like that before? I remember, I think quite a long time ago, he said like the number one way to like win against Ken is to like plank. Actually, that like with Ridley, I'm pretty sure that was like his. Like, he had like a whole like Twitter thing, and like everyone who was on him for it, and yeah, I wonder if that was like a rendition of that.
Our next off-stream result was Okanagan Smash League versus TFL. Looking like a hot win for TFL. They won 5-0. But in the 1v1, Okanagan Smash League took it back 2-1. A little background on both teams. TFL, the Forgotten Legends. That's right. I almost thought Forgiven Legends. The Forgotten Legends. They're an Alaskan-based team, and Okanagan Smash League is in the name. They're from the Okanagan, kind of out into BC a bit, and I
was a bit surprised by this result, but because we saw Okanagan do really well against 4 Horsemen in the week 1, and of course BMG 6-0 TFL week 1. Not to brag, but it makes you think we might have caught them on an off day. So
exactly. Yeah, next week it'll be us versus them, so we'll hopefully things will even it out. And then going into the next crew battle, we have slightly above average Joes versus Zo Gaming.
Slightly above average Joes.
2 DQs, man. That sucks.
One thing Slightly above average Joes couldn't bring their entire team, but they still took Zizo Gaming down to 4 stocks.
Oh, really?
True,
Hey, it's a testament to kind of the players that they are. Yeah. They couldn't arrange a team in time. So the procedure for that was, we offered Zizo Gaming either the option to let them sub 2 with the addition of them being able to sub 2, or they could just take the dub. And I think they took the dub after slightly above average Joes ran out. They were depleted. But if they did have their additional 2 players, it would have been 6-0 or 6-4 going into the rest of the game.
Did they?
With that in mind, slightly above average Joes was able to take the 1v1, so they were able to min-max their points to the best of their ability.
Exactly. That's probably the best.
Sorry, Tim, you were saying something there?
No, I was just wondering if they won the 1v1 or not. So it's good to hear that they at least got some redemption on a very sad sad situation.
Disappointing way to lose, but
exactly. But yeah, no, at least they got the
1v1.
1v1. That's a point nonetheless going into the next week. So
yeah, I do wanna kick us off into the on-stream games now. That's it for our off-stream results. We have for this first one, various artists versus International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, and that started. We kicked that off. We can see the end score sheet, 5-0. It was taken by International Justice League of Super Acquaintances, but I want to just take a look at a few clips that we put together from the matches. Starting off with our first game here. So here we have Lachine versus Crow. And Crow, into this first game, he actually had a lead. He was up 2 stocks, almost 3 stocks to 1, but he got it to 2-1. But Lachine has got it on even footing, and now it's looking like anyone's game, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The one thing about Sephiroth and Crow Sephiroth is... Yo,
you hate to see it.
You hate to see it.
I miss tech. It could be part of the environment. It just being Wi-Fi, all that. But it could have been anything that caused that missed tech there. But that's how it happened. But Lachine took that first game, and coming into this next game, they sent in Flux. And we'll notice
first stock too, hey?
Yeah,
he took the first stock here, so Lachine's on 4 stocks at this point.
Would love to mention, by the way, that Flux is an alternate for this team, various artists.
Yes.
Not one of the main.
Subbing for either
main crew, yeah.
Roacho or Ethan.
Oh.
Yeah, so we see Lachine, he's taken 2 at this point.
And he's looking like very slippy.
He's one of those characters.
Sephiroth and Byleth, I just think Sephiroth Greninja is Sephiroth has a lot of committal moves that are really hard to get hit someone those ninja characters like Greninja.
Yeah, it's because what I would almost attribute it to is those ninja-esque characters like Joker, Sheik, Greninja, even Inkling to an extent, for this the point that I'm trying to visualize, is when they do their initial dash, they go into a low profile. And those Sephiroth and Byleth are very good at covering that horizontal space, right in front of them, but their up and down in front of them isn't great. So they just have that thin window in front of them, and they need to make sure it hits. And on those thinner characters, it's just really difficult.
Especially with the amount of startup frames that both of those characters have on most of their moves that do cover.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, I would say just. Product of the condition, high tides and everything with Wi-Fi. It is, I almost would say moves with longer startups are unintentionally buffed because the time you have to react to them is less.
True.
Yeah,
I agree.
So Wi-Fi is kind of almost like an equalizer in that sense, where if you look at a move like Fox Dash Attack, it's always unreactable offline. But then you take a move like Ike Dash Attack, where it's unreactable offline, or it's reactable offline, but then when you bring it into an online environment, it is one of those moves that you aren't able to react to. So it's almost, I don't want to say they're yin and yang in this situation, but they're very comparable.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Moving into the next clip, though, we have the end of game 2 here. Flux versus Lachine. Lachine looks like he's setting up into almost a 3-stock here.
Yeah, I remember watching this too. This was extremely scary.
Yeah. Especially like an alternate for various artists. You know, you're getting those nerves in, and when you're losing a game like
we
this,
see Flux. She swings out of the corner, and Lachine on ledge. The false finish.
Yeah, that was good. That was really good.
And there it is. Just catching Lachine in the startup of what looked like a dash attack.
Clutched it out, man. And even then,
and the reason I was
the
reason I was bringing up kind of threat bubbles and startup frames is I kind of wanted to segue into that. Byleth dash attack is not reactable online, but offline it's like a player-to-player thing. But it's definitely it goes from like ambiguous to you can't react to this.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
And that's like I think that with Flux in that match it's a good sense of mental probably because you know it is just one stock that you need to take, but I mean like you saw like she's going down and doing the down air, right, and stuff like that. So stuff like that.
You know, getting hasty, swinging for those kills.
Exactly.
Especially when you get 2 stocks taken against you, right? And then you're just like, man, what do I got to do to get this last stock? What do I got to mash out? I don't know. I'll try to catch him with something, and I don't know. I guess it worked out for the best for them.
Yeah, but we are gonna come into our next game here: Flux versus Flowerboy. And we see just jumping into it. Flux has taken Flowerboy's first stock at this point, so 2 stocks down, and it's looking like
almost takes it.
Yeah, very close.
Buff down there.
You know, there's an alternate universe where Flowerboy didn't DI that properly, and you know he's down to his last stock in this situation. But we're looking like we're almost going to see another stock coming out here. Hey,
a little bit of spaghetti from both of them. Yeah, they're kind of playing antsy, and you know Flowerboy takes it with the up smash. Just kind of calls out like a spaghetti option, trying to get the stock and clutches.
Yeah, it doesn't work out in his favor. In Flux's favor, sorry, her favor.
Yeah.
Going into the next game, though. Sorry, you guys.
Sorry, yeah. Flux getting 2 stocks is definitely good, I think. Especially from a deficit.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Especially coming back from, like, how many, you know, like, what happened with the Greninja player, too. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Lachine, it's almost like Flux is getting it to a point where it's almost equalized here. Like, pretty close. Ian just needs to, you know, take 2 stocks off of Flowerboy, and we can see here Flowerboy's on his 2nd stock at this point. Left over from Flux. And Ian's sitting pretty.
Ian was looking really good at the start of this match. Taking the stock here, only at 62%. Looks very poised to be able to take, like, the 3rd stock, too.
Yeah. No, so the storyline and kind of where there could have been an impasse here in the crew battle, because International Justice League, they won by 5 stocks, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Ian was coming into this game with a lead, and he was looking like he was setting himself up for a 2 stock, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's roll the next clip. We can see Flowerboy taking Ian's first stock here.
Ian just kind of trying to get back to neutral. Charizard good at covering those options.
Bit too angsty in the area.
Yeah. So. Still not the worst position to be in if you're Ian. But it's still like 2 stocks. You're 1 stock behind in the crew battle at this point, but you just need to take Flowerboy's last stock. He's at 169, you're at 50, and let's see what happens from here.
Man, this is scary, man. Charizard with, like, you know, max rage and...
yeah, and he catches him with that fire breath. Really abusing the weakness of Richter. And then coming in is even footing. Ian, it could have been nerves. It could have been him getting antsy. We see Flowerboy at 212. But
yeah, catch the no tag. And that's it.
Yeah.
Another one of those weaknesses. You see the D-bag after from Flowerboy.
And you hate it. You hate to see it because you can tell when you're watching Ian play, like especially with that first stock, and a bit of that last stock there is he's just so desperate when Charizard gets to that percent and you're in that kill percent. Like anything's going to kill. I feel the same way when I play Tim's Zard, where it's like you just want to get down back to neutral where you're not in disadvantage, and you're just so desperate for that you're starting to just put yourself in absolute terrible slots. So
I'd almost argue the opposite, where you're trying to play neutral from disadvantage is kind of what we saw.
Right.
There.
Yeah.
He's in like a slightly hindered position. What he needs to be focusing on is getting to that even footing before he starts swinging again, and it didn't work out for him. It looked like he got a little antsy for the kills, and you hate to see it. Ian's one of my close friends. It was a hard game to watch, but it was well played from Flowerboy, not discrediting any. He's taken like I think 5 stocks in the crew battle at this point, so that's 4 stocks in the crew battle at this point. So this is like a great start from IJSLA where they had starting up.
I would love to ask, is Flowerboy Daxelfrax? I've been hearing around that Flowerboy is Daxelfrax. I'm not sure if we know anything about that.
I'm not sure because Daxelfrax would be. I think Daxelfrax is a BC player.
No, Daxelfrax actually moved from Alberta. He's big Alberta guy.
IJSLA is an Alaska team.
Yeah, but I also heard that these guys are not from Alaska and that they just put their thing as Alaska. I'm not sure.
Well, that was TFL.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
TFL had Washington, like Zatami is Washington, and but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll figure that out later. We'll get it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that would make for a really interesting talking point just moving forward. But moving into this next stock here,
so I had no idea Brandman was going in this crew battle. So
Brandman also another alt.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but yeah, this is like start of game 1. We'll see how it happens here. I'm sure you guys have seen the clip of this.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
Gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna pretend I don't know what's happening. Brandman, definitely the underdog in this situation. You're coming up against a hot Flowerboy. You know, you're an up-and-comer from the northern part of Vancouver Island, and you get a shield break.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is the funniest thing.
Yeah, that is crazy. Shield grab.
You saw Flowerboy. He missed the grab. He grabbed in the wrong direction.
All Flowerboy had to do was any option other than that. Literally, any other option other than that would have saved him.
I think it breaks the shield. I think it breaks the shield.
It would have got the shield.
Yeah, okay, I get it. No,
I think he had to roll.
You could roll.
Yeah.
Hot dodge, turn around, grab.
Fall under the platform, maybe even. Like your Squirtle.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, it happens. You're kind of in a. You got not a lot of time.
Nervous. You're mashing a lot. You accidentally press your shoulder button, and you're done for. Coming into this next game is Brandman versus Buck. And it looks like we're at the point Brandman has taken Buck down to his last stock here. Or sorry, Buck has taken Brandman to his last stock. It would have been an even game at the beginning because Brandman did not lose a stock versus Flowerboy. And yeah.
Ooh, good force.
That's a
really
what Brandman's win condition here is really like in a perfect world he takes 2 stocks, but at this point it almost looks unrealistic. You know, Buck, one of the better players out of Alaska. Buck taking it with just a clean little 1-2. Yeah.
Read the jump out of advantage on the Mecha Koopa blow up.
And I think Bowser Jr. is one of those characters that you can really get creative with how you want to play with the utility that he has. So I mean, he could have went up, he could have waited, stuff like that. Like.
Yeah, Bowser Jr. just has so much set play built into his kit, you know, so many moving parts that he controls. He's got he's got the Mecha Koopa, namely being the big one. Then you also see some Bowser Jr.'s doing stuff with the neutral B, and then there's also the like bottom part of the up B as you're going up, and there's just so many like Yeah, there's just so many moving pieces when it comes to a Bowser Jr. I think what Brandman's win condition, like from the start, would be to win the game. But at that point in the game, it was just take another stock and set up your last player, your anchor, Retro, for the next game. So coming into this next game, we have Retro versus Buck. It's looking like pretty even footing at this point. And I wanna showcase something cool here. So, what Retro got, he gets the back air there, right? Buck's not in the hottest position. And we see Retro take the first stock. Nope, he doesn't. And that's what we were talking about with the set play from Bowser Jr. and everything.
Yeah, like, definitely, I mean, maybe I'm cutting Buck short here, but I don't think he purposely put the thing there. But, you know, when you have these many things in play, especially in the Rod matchup, when you have the pyro and stuff like that.
The gyro?
The gyro, sorry.
The pyro.
Yeah, gyro. That's what I call it. You know, so much weird stuff can happen. It's like when you play Steve, right? Like, there's just so much stuff on the field that it's like, it's hard to account for everything. And so, obviously, Retro is not thinking about the Bowser bomb or whatever you call it.
Yeah, Mecha Cube.
The Mecha Cube, the Bowser bomb. Yeah, no, you got the gyra and the spin throw.
Yeah, there you go.
With the side B, yeah.
I don't actually learn the name of the moves.
They're cool. They look cool. You got Mecha Koopa Bowser bomb, we know. So coming into this, we have, it looks like we're gonna really see if that Mecha Koopa made the difference for Buck, because Retro is still on its third stock. He's taken Buck's second stock at this point. And Retro, like, looking like a man possessed. He's playing, I don't want to say out of his comfort zone, but we typically see like Retro being a very reserved player, but he definitely looked like he kind of, for the sake of making a pun, turned on the jets for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I
don't think it's a Retro move typically to go Nair into Bowser Jr. side with smash. Like, that seems something I wouldn't even do, and that's me. Like, I'm
No,
Retro not the type to play reckless,
especially at that percent. It's crazy, but really good. I love seeing that from him.
Yeah, it looks like we saw him
too.
Yeah, it's like, it goes to show just because he's good at playing in this one play style doesn't mean that he can't play in other styles, you know? He's definitely got those play styles in the back. He's got cards he hasn't played. Now we're coming into what could be the last game of the crew battle here. Not versus Retro. Retro on his last stock, not sitting pretty. And yeah. You know, Retro has a few good opportunities here, maybe an up air. We see him fishing for it there. And we see Nop get a grab, pommel for a bit.
Yeah. And that's true. That's true at that point.
You know, if we have any viewers who don't know, I'm just going to ask you, Tim, why did Nop pommel 6-7 times there?
To get into the percent so that it's true.
Yeah, so Snake has the down throw up tilt, where it works past 160. 160 is kind of the percent to memorize as a Snake player, where if you down throw them, you get up tilt guaranteed. And then there's a few other percents. I'm not a Snake player, I don't know them, where you can get forward tilts or jabs. And I had a friend, one of my buddies, just takes Scarf. He doesn't play much Ultimate anymore, but he was labbing out some really cool stuff. He found like a kill confirm at even lower percents where you can do down throw, tipper jab, and then like sort of like how you see Sheik do double jab down tilt. He does the tipper jab into an up tilt, and it's true.
That's crazy, actually. That's insane. Snake kind of a really insane character when it comes to a lot of his setups and stuff.
Yeah, Snake, like he's hard hitting. He's hard hitting, he has lots of range, so when you see that from a character, you look at their frame data and you expect, okay, it's probably going to be, like, it's alright. Not the greatest, not the worst, but you pull up Snake's frame data and he's got, like, frame 3 down air, frame 6 up tilt, frame 10 down tilt that covers a quarter of the stage. He's got, like, frame 5 forward tilt, frame 3 jab. He has so much stuff. Frame 1 grenade pull, probably most notably. So Snake's one of those characters that just, like, he has it all. He's an all-rounder. Yeah, And that was how the crew battle was finished up. The 1v1 was won by Nop 2-0. And yeah. Jumping into our next set here, we have V-Chads versus Vicious and Delicious. Starting off in a fashion that you wouldn't expect. You know, what are characters that you think of when you think Wi-Fi? You think like you got your Bowsers, you got your Pac-Mans, you got your Samus, you got your Banjos, yeah, you got your Robs, you got your Wii Fits, your Min-Mins, you got your Clouds, you got your Zeldas. Vicious and Delicious and V-Chads decided to throw that all out of the window, and they sent in probably their least Wi-Fi character on both teams in first, being Pikachu. So he's kicked it off with a Pikachu Ditto of all things. And we'll just see how that plays out.
Man, I don't even know where to start with this matchup. Like,
yeah,
like this seems crazy. Like, you can't even. Oh, that's true. Also,
yeah, that's a confirm. The drag down Nair up smash. Pika has it. Fox has it. There's so many. Nair up smash might be the most common kill confirm in Smash Ultimate.
True.
Actually true. It's very annoying.
Yeah. Every character has one. Wii Fit has one. It's a funny
Kirby
one.
has one even.
Just a lot.
Yeah, Kirby has one. I'm not sure about that one, Caden.
You can drag down forward air, can't you?
Oh, you can forward air. Probably. I'm not sure if you could get the up smash. Maybe a down smash, though.
I think side smash would do it.
Yeah, but coming into this next game, we're going to see some more drag down shenanigans from Jason650. You know, in this position, drag down Nair, up throw down B. It just goes to show how potent that move is. It lingers, it comes up,
and he just keeps going.
It comes up frame 3, it lingers, it does it all. It combos. It's an out of shield, it's an extender. Maybe not the greatest ender in the world, but you know, Pika
something.
Pika has to have some weakness.
And, you know, kind of hard for Pac-Man a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Under normal circumstances, I'd agree with you. On Wi-Fi, maybe not.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
so JDB takes that last stock anyways.
Jason did a really good job. Like, you know, sorry, go on.
Okay, so Pac-Man's got like the boxing game, right? And he's got those forward airs, and he can kind of just throw them out. He's very good at creating space. He has a down B. He has lots of his tools become unreactable with Wi-Fi kind of being thrown into the picture, as well as the fact he has Bell. And I think Pac-Man's strongest win condition at kill percents is sit and shield with a Bell in hand, wait for them to do something reckless, throw it, forward smash.
And speaking of Bell, this clip coming up next has a pretty dope setup for Bell.
Yeah, we'll run the clip, we'll see what happens. You know, we're talking about Bell, we're talking about how you can be defensive with Bell, and you know, play kind of passive. But here's how you can create mix-ups with Bell. He gets...
You can go ahead with this one if you...
Yeah, so we saw him create the mix-up with the Bell. He had it propelled into the hydrant to turn it almost into like what you'd expect from a traditional projectile, like a Samus charge shot, right? And it just gets launched at him. I'm
kind of surprised that it went through Guardian. Or whatever his name is.
Yeah, I think it's Phantom. Phantom.
Yeah, I'm surprised it went through Phantom. I was pretty sure like it would probably like stop at Phantom and then not have a hitbox after that. But yeah, weird.
Yeah, I would agree. I also think you know, Jason, calling back to a couple of clips, did a really good job. You really want to get those as much stocks as you can against a player like JDV, because you're already seeing like against Marth, who's definitely a really good player. It's already he's stealing some stocks here. So if it was an even game, you might have even seen JDV take this one over. So Jason did really good getting that stock.
Yeah, coming into just the end of this game, we have both players on one stock. This is looking JDDV favor, hey, but you know, it's looking Marth favor, but Pac-Man's one of those characters that just racks up percent, 70% already.
Wow.
This is like one confirmed, but you know, the outer shield, good recognition. It's like, I'd almost argue that's a risky bear to throw out as Marth, because Pac-Man still has the ambiguity after that drift there. He could have like faded in, maybe forced a sour spot.
Yeah, and it's not safe on shield at all. So like if he came down and just shielded and didn't try to push an option out, you know, that's a big punish immediately. And I'm not sure, but I think he had something in hand. So who knows what he could have done with that setup.
Yeah, but coming into this next game, we see the Lightning Quiz 7 counter pick. You know, Cloud, not one of Zelda's favorite matchups.
I love his name.
Lightning Quiz 7?
Lightning Quiz 7? Absolutely.
LQVII.
That's actually so good.
Yeah. Now, there's a few really sick tags. Truth be told.
You think that was a shield poke? Or do you think he let go?
I think he let go. I think he let go, personally. You know. Who knows? But yeah. That was it for our Smash the Holidays champion, Marth. You know, we see these players, you know, function differently in like a tournament environment compared to a crew battle environment. A crew battle environment's like, everyone's fresh, right? You're warming up with each other. Everybody's hot. In a tournament, you know, you're playing in grand finals, and you kind of have to succumb to the schedule of the tournament, is a strange way of putting it, but it's how I'd put it. Because you have, you know, say you're like winners semis, right? You get knocked into losers quarters, and suddenly losers bracket, you know, stupid TO, why is 13th place still being played? And you know, you're sitting there and your TOs are icing you, and you know.
Oh, very classic.
True.
Very classic. Happens to me all the time.
Happens all the time.
But like, exactly. I think you're right. Crew battles, you know, and exhaustion is a big thing, because once you get to those later sets in your tournament, you know, you've been playing a lot of Smash, but like here you're just playing warm-ups with your friends, and then you go out there and you're trying to do your best to perform. So I think conditioning really has a lot to do with some of the I guess it's not conditioning, endurance, I guess.
Yeah.
Has a lot to do with how you perform and stuff like that, especially in the later stages of your bracket.
Yeah. Coming into this next game though, we had Smear versus Lightning Quiz 7.
I've heard a lot of stuff about Smear.
I've heard a lot.
I've heard he loves to do this. I heard he loves to camp platforms, and he loves to play the game like this.
Yeah.
Which, at 152% in a crew battle, you do not. Oh, you don't want that to happen. But being at 152%, you don't really want to like put yourself out there to like a point where like, you know, you could easily lose that. You just want to take the stock, no matter how you take the stock. And you could see even at the end of that clip there, like as soon as he died, he went in because he was at 50% and he just wanted to take the stock. He didn't have to camp.
I think it also comes down to the fact that he had the intangibility off the respawn platform. That could have been a big factor. You know, a lot. One thing I do as a player is I'll get a ledge to match the invincibility that they have off of the respawn platform. Because that way you're in a worse position, but at least you're not going to be hit out of that bad position. You know,
exactly.
they're not going to guarantee a stock just by swinging at you. They have to start thinking, being more creative with their ledge traps. Coming into this end of the game, we have Smear, Lightning Quiz 7, Smear 2 stocks to 1, and we'll just see how it plays out.
I would also like to talk about how playing this reserved, playing like this, making sure that your opponent can approach and play the game the way they want to, really hurts the mental sometimes. And I think a lot of players really suffer with that. Like they just don't know what to do, and they lose focus of like what their goal and game plan is to win, and they start just.
And we saw him sneak the C4 on that platform.
Yeah, that was really good.
And he just keeps sneaking them on there. You know, it's 1, 2, 3. Is there a C4 there? Is there a C4 on me? You know, on and on. And coming into this next game, you know, we'll see how Crimson Battalion handles Smear. Because Smear looking like a monster. He's already taken 1 stock. At this point, he's taken 4 stocks in the crew battle. And the false finish, you know, we'll see what that means for Crimson Battalion. You know, suddenly put in a bad position, hey? You know, you got these grenades, these projectiles coming out. Crimson Battalion almost conceding to the ledge, throws the Sun Salutation with a Nikita coming right at him. A bold play, but it works out in the end for him. And, you know, I think what Smear did there is he undershot the Nikita in hopes of Crimson Battalion like trying to approach or catching him in shield. You know, just keeping him in that corner in a poor position.
Yeah, exactly.
But coming into this next game, we got Crimson Battalion versus Charizard. There was actually a bit of drama before this game too. You know, Crimson Battalion wanted to call a leg check on Charizard, but you know it was all worked out. Neither player had any flags on stable detect, so it was played out. And you know we can just see how that turns out. Crimson Battalion had taken another 2 stocks at this point. Charizard's on his last stock here.
Charizard main Joker?
Yes, I believe so. Like Joker Chic.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does Crimson Battalion main Wii Fit? I know he plays a lot of different characters. I wonder if
Crimson Battalion's older brother is Cygnus, one of the best Wii Fits in Washington. Crimson Battalion likes his heavies, so I know
he plays Ganon. I know he's a big Ganon guy.
Yeah.
And you know those empty hops that Crimson was, or not Crimson, sorry, Charizard was doing were very effective, especially when you have Arsene with Joker. It's very intense.
Yeah, it's like it's really just messing with the timings. You know, you like a lot of people talk about the rock paper scissors of grab shield attack, but there's also like the odd even of go in or hold your ground. So there's a lot of like these layers and a lot of like these really understandable concepts, but then you put them all together and you got tic-tac-toe on top of rock paper scissors on top of odd even on top of yada yada yada, and suddenly you have so many things you need to keep track of, so many moving parts in the neutral, and it just creates just dynamic gameplay, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about dynamic gameplay, coming in, Justice Min.
Be nice.
Anyways, close this out on show.
I'm pretty certain Min doesn't do very well against those ninja-esque matchups.
Yeah.
They're pretty slippery.
And credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. We saw one of those empty hops and jumping as part of Charizard's game plan. And how did Justice win that game? He caught his jump with an up smash.
Exactly, right? So, Justice, I mean, as much as people don't like Min and stuff like that, he is very good with the character.
An incredible player.
Exactly. He's taken a lot of time. He deserves as much effort. And, automatically, we were looking at this clip, and, it was 3-3, and it's 2-1 now, and it's very Justice favored. So, I mean, we can watch this clip.
Yeah, it's looking like the Justice show here. And here we see he's actually he's playing a very effective bait and punish game here. We're not seeing him just hold the corner. He's trying to create engagement. So Min obviously loves distance, and we see it. Oh,
pushes him
off. Crazy.
Curse's second chance at life.
Justice is.
Let's see what he does with it.
Yeah, that's a hard one. You have to buffer roll there.
Yeah.
I assume what Curse tried to do is probably jump with a shield there. To try and use the next option. Justice definitely waiting on the big ball arm. Forget what that one's called, but
Megawatt.
Yeah, he's definitely waited that one out to try and call out something out of shield. Caught him reaching. Justice takes it.
Yeah, no, Justice, he doesn't play Min like his owner. He plays Min very bait and punishy, just with a very effective threat bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is the best way to play Min.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A lot of people give these characters flack for not approaching and stuff like that. I'd argue it's almost the opposite, where their approach on Wi-Fi is too strong. You know, they just got these tools that are regularly would be reactable that are unreactable.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, it doesn't change anything. You know, playing the matchup, playing it all well. Justice played incredibly, and he won the CB and proceeded to win the 1v1 as well, 2-1 over Charizard. I want to bring up some what ifs here. Like, what if they sent Kirsten instead of Crimson Battalion?
Yeah, like, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, that's one of the biggest parts of crew battles is who you send in, who you know, who you want to play the certain matchups, and who's gonna play who, right? Like, because you know, Crimson Battalion, you don't even know, right? Like, is he gonna play Ganon? Is he gonna play, you know, like what?
Well, as the counterpick, they sent in the Joker, a good matchup into Wii Fit at that. Wolf is also a good matchup into Wii Fit. What I'm thinking is if you know you have the Wolf and the Joker in the back, you know Wolf is a good matchup into Wii Fit. Maybe not so great of a matchup into Min. While you have Joker, who's a good matchup into both of them. And I'm just wondering if a decision like that was made instead, then how would that have affected the crew battle moving forward?
It could have been a comfort pick. Who knows?
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of these guys do play Wi-Fi quite a bit. I'm not sure how much these specific teams play in the same Wi-Fi tournaments, but you know, like, I don't know, like if you're cursed or if you're Charizard, you're like, oh, I don't want to face Justice's Min. I like that. To me, like, that is just personally, like, I'm gonna get tilted, or like I'm just really bad at like this sort of like disadvantaged state, or you know whatever. So every team's got their own kind of opinion and reasoning as to why they kind of want to put each other in. So who knows? Who knows how to whatnot.
Yeah, but it worked out great for you know, counterpicking on point from Vicious and Delicious, and it won them the crew battle versus what would have been the top seed in the pool. So moving in, it's a very I'm glad it was a very competitive set. You know, it was back and forth. It looked like it was like Vicious and Delicious the entire time, but then it was V-Chads for a bit, but then they closed it off, and it's just lots of very strong players going against each other, which is what you want to see.
And then you have like the 1v1 where Justice 2-1 over Charizard, obviously, right? Like, and that's where like you were talking about, you know, what if they sent Charizard in over Justice 2-1 close? He at least won one game. That's 3 stocks to 3 stocks. Who knows how it went down? They only lost by 2 stocks, so that could have been the deciding factor. Yeah. A good job.
Anyway. Yeah, sorry to cut you off here, but that is it for our recap today. Thank you, Caden and Tim Ward, for joining me today.
Yeah,
and
thank you for having us.
Yes, sir. And it went well. I'm happy with how everything went, and congrats to all the teams that played, all the teams that won points one way or another. And we'll see you next week on Monday.
Bye.